You wake up and check your phone. You scroll past nothing that matters. You go to a job that doesn't inspire you. You come home, empty, and do it all again. No code, no honor, no purpose. The samurai lived by 7 principles that forged their greatness. Most modern men don't live by one. What if the reason you feel lost is because you've been living without a code? You're about to discover the Bushido code, the path of the warrior. A living philosophy that can pull you out of the fog you've been walking through. For over 800 years, Japanese samurai built their entire existence on 7 unshakable virtues: righteousness, courage, respect, honor, honesty, loyalty, and consistency. These weren't just values, they were the foundation of identity. And here's the truth most men won't admit: we're starving for this. We're drowning in options but empty of direction. We have everything, yet stand for nothing. You're going to learn what each principle actually means, the reason why the samurai were willing to die for them, and how you can apply this code to the life you're living right now, to become a man of clarity and conviction, in a world that's forgotten what that even looks like. A man capable of building a legacy worth remembering. If this journey resonates with you, subscribe for more. Wisdom only transforms those who stay. Now, let's go deeper. The samurai, more than warriors. The word samurai means one who serves. These weren't just fighters. They were professionals bound to a master, bound to a code, bound to something greater than their own survival. They served the shogunate, the military dictatorship that ruled feudal Japan, from the 8th century until 1868. And here's what made them different. Their skill with a blade was secondary to their commitment to Bushido. The most legendary of them all, Miyamoto Musashi, understood this. He founded a 2-sword school called Nitten-ichi Ryu, a complete martial system built on harmony, precision, and strategy. His book, The Book of 5 Rings, is still studied today by strategists, business leaders, and anyone trying to master their craft. But even Musashi knew, technique without principle is just movement. Strength without honor is just violence. The samurai were abolished in 1868 during the Meiji Restoration. Their armies disbanded. Their swords collected. But the code survived. It survived because it wasn't just for warriors, it was for anyone trying to live with intention. And that's why we're here. Bushido, the way of the warrior. The 7 virtues that shaped the samurai's greatness. Let's go over them, not as ancient history, but as a framework you can use today. Righteousness. Justice, morality, right action. A samurai didn't act on impulse, he acted on principle. If there was no righteous reason to draw his sword, it stayed sheathed. Think about that. How many times do we react out of anger, ego, or fear? How many times do we say things we don't mean, make decisions we regret, act in ways that contradict who we claim to be? Righteousness, it's about alignment. It's about asking, is this the right thing to do? Not the easy thing or the comfortable thing. In your life, this looks like holding your ground when everyone else is cutting corners. It's doing the hard work when no one's watching. It's standing up when silence would be safer. You want to be a man people respect? Start there. Write this in the comments. Which part of the samurai mindset hit you the hardest so far? Tell me what resonated with you. Courage. Heroic bravery. Facing fear without flinching. The samurai weren't fearless, that's a myth. They felt fear just like anyone else. The difference, they moved forward anyway. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's the decision that something matters more than your comfort. A samurai meditated on death daily to become free. Because when you accept that death is inevitable, fear loses its grip. You stop living small. You stop hesitating. Most men today are paralyzed by the fear. Fear of failure. Fear of judgment. Fear of stepping outside the safe zone. But here's the samurai truth. A truly brave man is ever serene. He is never taken by surprise. Nothing ruffles the equanimity of his spirit. That's not recklessness, that's clarity. In your life, Courage looks like starting the business, having the hard conversation, walking away from what's killing you, even if you don't know what's next. Courage is the bridge between who you are and who you could be. Compassion, benevolence, and kindness. Strength tempered with humanity. This one surprises people. We think of warriors as cold, hard, unfeeling. But the samurai understood something most modern men have forgotten. True strength protects. It doesn't dominate. Compassion wasn't weakness, it was proof of mastery. A samurai could kill with precision, but he chose mercy when it was right. He respected his enemy before, during, and after the fight. Even in victory, he honored the fallen. Cruelty is easy. Compassion requires control. In your life, this is how you treat people who can't do anything for you. How you speak to the waiter, the janitor, the person who messed up your order. It's how you show up for your family when you're exhausted. How you lead without belittling. Compassion is not softness. It's discipline over ego. Respect. Politeness and courtesy. Treating others with dignity. A samurai bowed to his opponent before drawing his sword. He showed respect even to those he was about to fight. Respect, it's about recognizing the humanity in others, even when they stand against you. Modern culture has lost this. We've replaced respect with outrage. Disagreement has become grounds for destruction. We cancel, we attack, we dehumanize. The samurai knew better. Respect doesn't make you weak. It makes you credible. People listen to those who respect them. People follow those who honor them. In your life, this looks like listening before you speak. Admitting when you're wrong. Treating people like they matter, because they do. Respect is the foundation of every strong relationship. Without it, you have nothing. Honesty. Sincerity and complete truthfulness. A samurai never lied. His word was law. If he said it, it was done. In a world where everyone's faking it, where resumes are inflated and Instagram is a highlight reel, honesty is radical. But here's the thing. Dishonesty isn't just lying to others, it's lying to yourself. It's saying you want to change but doing nothing. It's claiming you value health while destroying your body. It's pretending you're fine when you're falling apart. The samurai knew. Deception does not exist in the book of a samurai. Because a man who lies can't trust himself. And a man who can't trust himself will never reach his potential. In your life, honesty looks like telling the truth even when it costs you. Owning your failures, being real about where you are and where you want to go. Honesty is the soil where growth happens. Honor. Dignity and reputation. Living in a way that makes you proud. The samurai believed, a life without honor is not a life. Your reputation isn't what people say about you. It's what you've earned by your actions. Most men today are living beneath themselves. They know they're capable of more, but they settle. They tolerate mediocrity. They compromise their values for convenience. And then they wonder why they feel hollow. Honor is living in alignment with your highest self. It's doing what you said you'd do. It's showing up. It's refusing to betray the man you're trying to become. In your life, honor looks like keeping promises, especially the ones you make to yourself. Loyalty. Duty and commitment. Standing by what matters. A samurai's loyalty to his master was absolute. His duty was the meaning of his life. Now, most of us aren't serving a lord. But the question remains, what are you loyal to? Your family, your values, your mission? Or are you just drifting, loyal to nothing, committed to no one? Loyalty isn't blind obedience. It's steadfast dedication to what you've chosen to stand for. A samurai never changed the path. He always moved forward. That's the key. Most men quit the moment things get hard. They start strong, but when resistance hits, they retreat. They bounce from goal to goal, relationship to relationship, identity to identity. The samurai knew, a man's whole life is a succession of moment after moment. If one fully understands the present moment, There will be nothing else to do and nothing else to pursue. In your life, loyalty looks like commitment. Finishing what you start, staying when it's easier to leave. Being the man people can count on. How Japan still lives the code today. Bushido didn't stay in the past. It's alive, right now in modern Japan. Walking in Tokyo, you'll see how people move, how they interact, how they work. And you will notice something the rest of the world has lost. You see it in the elderly man who tends his garden every morning, not because he has to, but because that garden is his legacy. You see it in the teacher who stays late, not for extra pay, but because shaping young minds is sacred. You see it in the train conductor who bows as he enters the cabin, not because anyone's watching, but because respect is who he is, not what he performs. This is intentional living. After World War II, Japan was destroyed. Cities leveled. Economy shattered. Pride broken. But they didn't collapse. They rebuilt guided by their principles. Within decades, Japan became one of the most advanced, respected nations on Earth. Not through shortcuts, through discipline. Through commitment to something greater than themselves. That's what a code does. It doesn't guarantee you won't fall. It guarantees that when you do, you know how to stand back up. In the present day, in every corner of Japanese society, you can still feel the weight of Bushido in the way people carry themselves. There's a quiet dignity, a refusal to live carelessly, a commitment to leaving things better than they found them. When a student finishes class, he doesn't just leave. He thanks the teacher. He cleans the classroom. He honors the space where he learned. When a worker retires after 40 years, he doesn't just take his pension and disappear. He trains the next generation. He passes down what he knows. He ensures the legacy continues. This is what it looks like when a culture is built on purpose. And here's what breaks my heart. We've lost this. We've traded legacy for convenience. We've traded mastery for mediocrity. We've traded honor for comfort. But it doesn't have to be that way. Because what the Japanese prove every single day is that a life built on principle endures. Their culture isn't perfect, no culture is. But there's something undeniable in the way they move through the world. They understand that life is short, like the sakura blossoms that bloom brilliantly and fall quickly. And because it's short, it must be lived with intention. You don't honor your life by chasing pleasure. You honor it by building something that outlasts you. That's the legacy of Bushido. And it's the challenge standing in front of you right now. What are you building that will outlast you? What code are you living by that will define who you were when you're gone? The Japanese ask these questions every day. And that's why, 150 years after the samurai were abolished, the spirit of Bushido is still alive in museums, in people, in how they work, how they serve, and how they honor the smallest moments. That's what a code does. It turns ordinary life into something sacred. And that's what you're missing if you're living without one. A life without a code is just existence. And existence isn't enough. The philosophy modern men need. You don't need more motivation. You need a code. Motivation fades. Discipline built on principles endures. The samurai didn't wake up every day feeling like training. They trained because it was part of who they were. Their identity wasn't based on how they felt, it was based on what they lived by. And that's what's missing today. We've been sold the idea that freedom means doing whatever you want, whenever you want. But that's not freedom. That's chaos. Real freedom comes from structure, from knowing who you are and what you stand for, from having a code that guides you when everything else is uncertain. The samurai accepted death as inevitable. They meditated on it daily to be awake. Because when you truly accept that your time is limited, you stop wasting it. You stop living for approval. You stop avoiding hard conversations. You stop settling for less than you're capable of. The life of a samurai was compared to a sakura tree, beautiful, glorious, but short-lived. Your life is the same, but the question is, are you living like it matters? What this looks like in real life. You're not a feudal warrior. You're not going into battle with a sword, but you are facing battles every single day. The battle to stay disciplined when no one's watching. To be honest when it would be easier to lie. To show up when you're exhausted. To be the man your family needs, not just the man you feel like being. Bushido gives you a framework. When you're about to cut a corner at work, righteousness asks, is this the right thing to do? When you're avoiding a difficult conversation, courage asks, what are you really afraid of? When you're tempted to snap at someone weaker than you, compassion asks, is this who you want to be? When you're about to lie to save face, honesty asks, can you live with yourself? When you're thinking about quitting, loyalty and consistency ask, did you commit to this, or not? You were meant to stand for something. And if you're still here, finish this in the comments. A strong man is someone who. Your words may help another man reading them. Bushido, it's about becoming a man who lives with intention. A man who has standards. A man who doesn't break when life gets hard. Start today. Build your code. Because the world needs men who are awake, who are unshakable. Men who live like their time matters. That's what you're about to become. Thanks for staying until the end. And if these reflections brought you clarity, subscribe and turn on notifications for more. A simple like helps this space continue to grow. See you in the next chapter.